Did you know that some of Minecraft's most fearsome villains were once good guys? It's true. Some of the game's most iconic antagonists actually started out with good intentions. But something happened that made them turn to the dark side. And if you want to know what that is, well, then just keep watching. Hello everyone, I'm here to talk about gaming. And today we're taking a look at some of Minecraft's most fearsome villains. And what actually makes them so bad. Because if you think about it, they're not really bad. They just do bad things. Now, some of these things are pretty unforgivable, like blowing up your base in the middle of the night or hunting you down with diamond swords. But there's got to be some kind of reason why they do these things, right? And by uncovering the truth about these villains and where they came from, I guarantee you'll have a newfound appreciation for what it really means to be bad. You might think that Minecraft doesn't have much lore and that everything is left intentionally vague so that the world can be whatever the player wants it to be. But there are still some things that are set in stone, like the fact that the world is divided into dimensions, and each dimension has its own unique set of monsters and environments that are all perfectly tailored to the unique properties of that world. Take the end, for example, where the sky is filled with purple clouds and the ground is made of obsidian. That is because this dimension is entirely made up of negative space between the real world and the overworld. In the same way that the nether is made up of the positive space between the real world and the overworld, this is why you can't find any villages or natural resources in either dimension. The only structures you'll come across are ones that were made by other players or special ones that are generated randomly, like the End City. These cities are inhabited by a race of tall, thin humanoids called the Enderians who are incredibly hostile towards anyone who enters their dimension. And if you ask me, it's no wonder why. When you consider their tragic backstory, they're not bad people, they're just very sad. Creepers were once ordinary villagers who lived peaceful lives in the overworld. But everything changed when the portal to the nether was discovered. Soon after, brave adventurers would enter the nether every day to slay demons and collect rare loot. And while this was a noble cause, it had an unintended consequence. See, the constant battles in the nether were causing the very fabric of that dimension to become unstable, resulting in waves of negative energy crashing over the nearby villages. At first, this energy only made the crops wither and the animals flee, but eventually it began to corrupt the villagers themselves, turning them into hideous monsters that retained none of their former humanity. And even though they looked different, they still retained their intelligence and emotions, which meant that they were fully aware of what they were becoming. The creepiest part is that they didn't know why this was happening until it was too late. Eventually, they were all consumed by the darkness and became known as creepers, forever doomed to wander the lands and hunt down anyone who entered the nether. And that's why you should never go there, because there's no telling what might jump out at you. But what about the Ender Dragon? After all, it is the final boss of the game and it has to have some kind of evil motive for attacking the player, right? Well, you'd be wrong. In fact, the Ender Dragon isn't evil at all. It's just lonely. You see, the dragon used to rule over a dimension that was full of life and beauty. But it slowly began to die when all of its friends and family flew away. Now, technically, it wasn't their fault. The dragon just made the whole place so gloomy with its constant whining that nothing could grow anymore. So they left to search for a new home where they could be happy. And to be honest, I don't blame them. I mean, I would leave too if my best friend was a total downer. But this devastated the dragon. So it vowed to hunt down everyone who left and bring them back whether they wanted to come back or not. But that's not really evil. It's just sad. And sadly, that is the end of the story, because unlike in a normal Minecraft world where there are infinite resources and limitless possibilities, this world is dead. There's nothing left to discover and no new friends to make. And that's why the dragon attacks anyone who enters its world. It just wants someone to talk to. And now you know why some of Minecraft's biggest villains aren't really bad people. They just do bad things. But which one do you think is the worst? The creepy crawlers who just want to hide away, or the lonely dragon who just wants some company? Comment below. And while you're at it, be sure to comment, a like, and subscribe so that I can keep making these videos for you. But that's all I've got. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.